1 p.m. So it's morning for me, but I'm just leaving my house and I'm gonna take you for a little walk. I live right next directly to Tashmajdan Park, but we've been through that park, so we're just gonna walk down the street. So it's a beautiful day here. It's very cold. It's about 1 degree Celsius. Hey, Nimanja, I think that's how you pronounce your name. So I'm gonna go get gyroses today. I had one last night for dinner, but I want another one. They're so good. There's a gyros place in the city center where you can get the gyros and the dessert and ice cream for 400 dinar, which is $4 US. So pretty good. So that's where I'm headed. I like city gyros too. The problem with city gyros though is that they don't always let you sit inside. So this other gyros place close to city gyros, they let you sit inside. So I don't go to restaurants anymore that are takeaway only. So if you guys could thumbs up the live stream, it'll help get a bigger audience in the live stream. So you guys are probably wondering about like what's been going on with me. Not much. Winter struck and like it really hit me hard, like mentally. So I have been just at home doing nothing. So I have a DOO here, but I'm gonna go talk to an accountant tomorrow or sometime this week and get that situated and get working on my residency permit application. I have everything I need. I just have been I won't call myself depressed. I just been kind of lazy. So that's my problem. Is just been lazy. So this is Tashmajdan Park. I live right next to it, like almost directly next to it. I can see it from my balcony. But as you can see, families are playing here. There's kids here. Some people are like wearing masks just because it's cold, because I guess it helps like warm your face. But look how beautiful this park is, even in the winter time. It snowed several times and it's melted, but you know, the grass is still green. The dogs can still play. There's a dog park. There's a fenced dog park over there. And so yeah, look at all these kids. They're just playing. Like you would never see this in America. So yeah, it's very crisp today. I will say that. It's 1 degree centigrade here. So cold. But I have a thin jacket and I'm warm. Like as long as you keep moving, it's fine. If you stand around for too long, then you start to get cold. Some Serbians, they have like these really thick jackets. Oh, look at this little kid. It's a little like jacket onesie. Oh my gosh, so funny. Some Serbians have like these really thick jackets they go to like Siberia with or something, man. But those aren't so stylish, so I don't like to wear those huge winter jackets. I like my little thin green jacket the best. Oh. So what are you guys up to? Hit me up in the live stream chat. Tell me what you guys are up to today. It's a national holiday, I guess, today in Serbia, so no one's really working. It's been very quiet. Families are out. Church is open. So I'm good. Hopefully the gyros restaurant is open. If not, I'll find something else. I kind of wanted to do something nice today, like maybe St. Mark's or something, but oh, I could. I like their steaks here a lot, but I don't know, I kind of had my heart set in gyros today, so I think I'm going to stick with that. I was going to go get burek, but I've had burek quite often lately, so I don't want any more. So yeah, this is Belgrade, man, and in the afternoon. There's a trolley coming in. She's taking a photo of me, taking a photo of her. Some dogs in the dog park. You can't see them because it's so bright right now. And the sun is reflecting off the sidewalk. So it's messing up my camera balance. That'll be corrected as soon as we turn the corner here. Oh, so cold. Here's St. Mark's. This is a good restaurant. Not cheap, but worth it, I will say. Here's Air Serbia, Charles Cather's favorite airline, with Charles Cather's favorite employees. Not working. Hey, there's someone in there. So they are working today. So yeah, it looks like pretty much everyone's open today, restaurant-wise. That's good. So here's the Supreme Court of Serbia, and on the other side is the post office. It's like the central post office. I don't know when this building was built, but it was like in the 1800s, I believe. What I noticed about the post office side, I don't know if it's the same thing on the Supreme Court side, is that the post office up there used to probably have chandeliers. So it used to look probably really classy, but they took them down and they replaced them with like wooden boards. But this building here used to probably look really, really nice back in like the 1900s. So I went out last night with a friend to a bar, which I usually don't go out very much, but I did last night, and I had fun. I met a whole bunch of cool people that were quite successful here in Serbia. Serbians that are successful. One guy works for Microsoft as a DevOps guy, and he makes a lot of money, guys. So here we are in front of Parliament. It's one of my more favorite buildings here in Serbia. I like to see the ad board in front of it taken down, though. That's the only thing I don't like. And I guess rumors on BEOGRAD is that they're going to remodel the front of the Parliament. So they're not really taking very good care of it right now because I think they're going to do away with it. But it doesn't look that bad. But the sidewalk needs to be fixed in places, but I think they're holding off on that because they're going to do something else with this front here. Here's Pioneer Park again. Oh, let's see what's going on. There's the buses coming in, electric buses. Just waiting to cross the street here in front of Parliament. Oh, so we don't have very many people here on the live stream. We have like 19 people right now, and I usually have like 60. But it's a holiday, and I usually broadcast late at night, so I think I pick up a lot of American viewers as well at the time for live streams. If you guys could give me a thumbs up, that would be great. Thank you so much. It'll help build our audience here, help promote Serbia as a great vacation destination. In spite of it all, they're still open, guys. So if you're an American, you can still come to Serbia. You do need a PCR test, I believe, if you're flying from the US. I did not need a PCR test going or coming from Montenegro by train. No one asked me. So, but I think if you're flying from the US, I think you still do. But it's not that bad. Just do it and get out here. You don't have to do it once if you stay here. Look at that. There's our beautiful Huawei sign. Huawei's not that bad of a company. You just have to choose. Do you want to get spied on by China or you want to get spied on by the US? Because either way, you're getting spied on by someone. So I like my Huawei phone a lot that I had. I still have it. It's my backup phone. It's a good quality phone, and I would recommend it. I didn't really care for the Huawei 5T. I saw that. It looked nice at first, but then I started using someone's that had one, and I really didn't like it. Oh yeah, see? They're fixing... There's a broken pipe out here for like 4 days. There's a leaking pipe. And they're finally fixing it, so that's good. Xiaomi is very popular, yeah. I actually bought a Xiaomi phone for someone here. Very good deal for what it was. And it was rather, I'm not gonna say cheap, but compared to what we have in America, which is only like name brand Samsung, Apple, and Google phones, it was cheap. Oh, I wonder who this reporter's with. N1, RTV, PTC. Let's wave. He's telling that lady, now, when I ask you this, you have to smile and say, yes, everything is great. No, I'm just kidding. All the reporters I worked with here in Serbia always told the truth, and they're nothing but good individuals. Can't say so much about the reporters in the Western world. Here's Novosti's offices coming up. They're like in back there. Novosti magazine is in this building here. And you enter from the front, but then you have to walk through the hallway for a very long time. And then and then you get to their offices, and they have a pretty large office, guys. No, I didn't shoot any video from Montenegro. I brought my camera to do so, but I slept the first day because I was so tired from the train, because I didn't get very much sleep on the train. So I slept the entire day the first day, and then the second day I went out, and I didn't make a video, but I made some Instagram stories. I just didn't have the mental bandwidth to make a video. And then there wasn't too much to make a video about in Bar, to be honest with you. A lot of places were closed because it wasn't summertime, and there wasn't too much going on there at all. So I need to do an upload a video that I have been meaning to upload that is from Novi Sad, and if I upload one from Montenegro before that, it's going to be out of order. It's not going to look right. So I have some editing to do on a second Novi Sad video that I did. And then I have several other video ideas. But like I said, the winter hit me hard, and it's been cold out, and I don't like to go out when it's cold. I might have found a video editor. I went to a spa, and in the cafe there's like a whole bunch of like creators that were in the early 20s, and one was a photographer, one was a video editor, and I don't like to edit videos at all, so I'll shoot them, and then I want to pass them down to a video editor to edit and then upload to my YouTube channel. I don't think one person can do it all. Are you staying in Serbia for how long? I've been here since August, and I'm trying to stay here, semi-permanently. So I'd like to stay here for as long as they allow me to, which hopefully is forever. So what are you guys doing today? Let me know in the live chat, because We're running out of things to talk about here. In Montenegro, I will not say that anything is extreme. Okay? There's nothing going on in Montenegro, nothing bad. They're very laid back there. What you see in the media, I don't think it's true. Am I gonna take a vaccine? Probably not. Probably not, yeah. So, I'm not like an anti-vaxxer by any means, but this time around, I'm gonna wait and see first. Gucci glasses. Here's a cool little home store. They have some cool stuff here. I need to buy a pot because I like to make chicken soup. So I think that's where I'm going to buy my pot from. I like to support little stores instead of like a big store like Win-Win or something like that. Why not some Western EU country? Because I don't want to get stabbed. Or a Molotov cocktail thrown at me and burned alive. Western Europe is screwed. Yeah, Macron, has made statements lately that indicates that he knows, they're screwed because of their former leftist policies. But, that's why I'm not going to Western Europe. That's why I'd prefer a Serbian passport over a German passport. Nomad Capitalist, look him up on YouTube. He has really made a good point where tier B passports, not tier C, but tier B, like Serbia and, Montenegro and stuff, those are the passports of the future because, Serbia hasn't really pissed anyone off. Montenegro hasn't really pissed anyone off. And the Caribbean countries haven't pissed anyone off. So, everyone hates you because you're an American when you travel, but, if I had a Serbian passport, who hates Serbia? Albania, maybe? That's it. Anyways, so also he made a good point where the European countries, they're wasting money, okay? Who doesn't? Waste taxpayer dollars, right? But they waste money and they're getting desperate and they're going to start coming after you for more and more taxes in Western Europe. Not that Serbia doesn't do that too, but the EU has the power to enforce it, kind of like the US has FACTA, which when I opened my bank account here, not only for my personal use, but for my company, I had to fill out US tax paperwork because the US government will sanction the bank if they don't collect and report all American bank accounts to the Internal Revenue Service, which is our tax authorities. So, I'm thinking about trying to getting rid of my US passport, actually. So, I wouldn't mind a Serbian passport. I didn't come here looking for a Serbian passport by any means, but I learned so much about, the world since I've been here. Now, I wouldn't mind one. This isn't a clicker. The new monument in Belgrade, yeah, I'm gonna do a live stream and walk down there. It's I've seen it in pictures and I've seen it from far away. I haven't seen it up close yet, but yeah, it's really nice. Actually, they did a really good job with that, in my opinion. Starving African Child says, so you're not going back to the US? That does not make sense about the passport, what you said. What part doesn't make sense to you? I might be able to clarify any misconceptions. With a US passport, they chase you around the world for taxes, okay? So if I was no longer an American, I wouldn't have to worry about that, really. So, I don't miss the US, guys. Like, there's nothing about the US that I miss. So, If I had a chance to get a second passport or even replace my US passport, I might jump on that. I'm trying to tell everyone that's trying to race to the US that that's not the future. I don't know anything about the vaccines at all. I just know that they're not for me at this time. So I'm going to be holding off on that. So if you like to gamble, come to Serbia. They have more casinos than Thailand has 7-Elevens. And they're like, some of them have slots, some of them don't, but a lot of them do. Yeah, a lot of people say they wouldn't recommend ending my American citizenship, but they might be speaking as a foreigner that isn't an American, or they might even be speaking as an American that's too afraid to leave America, right? So no one can really speak for me. I'm going to do what I want. Even my family says don't do that, but there are also people that have never come to visit me anywhere in the world either, despite me inviting them multiple times. So they're like typical people that are scared to leave the US, because in the US we're taught the US is the best country in the world and you're gonna die if you leave the US, and it's all BS, guys. It's all BS. I mean, I'll still do business in the US, of course, but you know, making US dollars and living in Serbia is pretty sweet. Yeah, you don't want to give up your Australian passport, because in Western countries we're taught from children that, you know, like the West is the best countries in the world, and that's not true anymore. That might have been true for my parents and my grandparents, because after World War II, the U.S. industries and factories were the only ones left standing in the world, basically. And America became a very rich country very quickly because of that. But that time has ended, okay? And typical Americans are very, I'm going to say ignorantly, but very blindly holding on to the American dream that doesn't exist anymore for our time. It just doesn't exist. The new American dream is overseas and using geo arbitrage, which is making a stronger dollar or euro and spending it in places like Serbia or Asia. So yeah, things have changed massively, like Evidence Channel said, since my grandparents were alive at my age, and it's no longer the America I even grew up in. You know, even 20 years ago, America has changed so drastically, you know, and it's just, I don't want to be part of it anymore. I don't really care about no visa for the US, because the only reason I went back to the US was because coronavirus, you know, like if that didn't ever happen, I would still probably be, you know, I'd still be in Eastern Europe somewhere, but I didn't want to go back to the US. I kind of had to. So, I don't care about visa-free travel, right? Because, you know, if you're making, Nomad Capitalist also covers this too, you know, like people say, oh, visa-free travel, visa-free this, you know, but if you're saving $100,000, you know, over a course of like 5 or 10 years in taxes, right? What's $150 once in a while for a visa when you want to travel? It's really not a lot of money. I mean, if you're working in the local economy in Serbia, that's a lot of money, but if you're making US dollars or euros and you're literally being able to stockpile money because of that, it's not a lot of money. So I'm not worried about visas. Plus visas, it's not only your passport, you know, like it's your looks when you show up at the embassies and consulates. They really take that into account when they take your application, you know. I've seen people be denied for various bullshit reasons just because they didn't look very well, you know. When I had to go get visas, I always made sure I got a haircut and I dressed up, you know. And most people in the visa waiting room did not do that. So I was always very successful in my visas. And I think even with a Serbian passport, even though if I had a Serbian passport, which, you know, can't really afford one right now, but if I ever got one in the future, it'll still stay born in the United States, right? So people will be like, oh, he's an American, or they'll assume I am, which I am, by birth. So they know that I'm less likely to stay in their country to work. Just because I'm traveling on a Serbian passport doesn't really mean anything. Especially if you have a company in Serbia and you have bank accounts in Serbia and you can prove how much money you have, visas are not going to be a problem. So don't let that hold you back. Yeah, Serbia is one of the greatest countries to live in my opinion, right now. It's expanding. The local economy is kind of, not so great, but how are we going to solve that, right? Now, we're not going to solve that by sitting around and complaining that I make 350 euros a month on Brad's YouTube channel comments, right? We're going to solve that by inviting more foreigners to come here with their money and hopefully setting up businesses and employing local staff for, maybe 800, 1,000 euros. So that's the only way Serbia can really, fix its local economy is by bringing more foreigners with money. I'm not necessarily one of those. I'm a foreigner, but I'm rather poor for a foreigner, So I'm talking about like people with millions of dollars. They could have a very, very nice life here in Serbia. Very comfortable, very good schools, very good parks, people very dog friendly. If you're a millionaire, why would you want to leave? Why would you not want to leave the U.S.? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I think they're just too scared. Yeah, Peered or whatever, Peered Beer says Serbia is far from secure. I disagree. From, the guy that is too afraid to leave Australia. But I feel very secure here, more secure than in the U.S. I'm not saying Serbia is perfect by any means, but Serbia right now is growing. There's a lot of investment coming from the UAE into the Belgrade waterfront, from Arabs and Israelis and Chinese. They're all coming to Serbia to invest. And so, now's the time to start stuff, to get it on the, ground floor before people start building here. Corruption. So, here's the thing: is that will go away when more people come here, right? So, especially if you deal with Western people, in the Western world, and you just bring money here, I don't think you'll have a huge problem. Yeah, everyone wants Serbia to become a powerhouse in the Balkans. Montenegro there's nothing going on there, guys. It's like the white people's Myanmar, okay? There's nothing going on in Montenegro that I saw. Their whole economy is collapsed because they're mostly tourism based, Serbia didn't have a lot of tourism, so they were less affected by the whole COVID situation. But I don't really see a lot of people investing in Montenegro. There's not anything going on there. I couldn't wait to get back to Belgrade. I was only there for 2 or 3 days, and I couldn't wait to come back. I don't think I saw a single bakery and bar in Montenegro, and that's what I miss the most. I'm like, where are the bakeries? There's 5 on my street, but there's none in the bar. I think it's easy to blame so-called corruption on people's personal failures, to stop smoking, stop drinking, stop spending your money on stupid stuff, and start hustling, like I did when I was in the U.S. There's companies way bigger than me that could do way more than me, but I was able to scratch and claw my way, to a small form of success, and that allows me to now travel and be in Serbia. And I wouldn't have ever achieved that if I sat around and complained about my life in the U.S. and drank and smoked and bullshit around with friends and watched TV and just complained on YouTube. Complaining on YouTube about your country, about your situation in your country, or about so-called corruption won't ever help your situation. I disagree. Charles K3 became Serbian. Does Serbia require you to renounce your U.S. citizenship? What the law is and what they actually do are two different things. Balkan bet? I think it's that way. Yeah, Balkan bet, I don't know, but there's max bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, officially the law is you can't have dual nationality, but that's not true. Charles Cather has 2 passports. Of course, the law is that if they bestow honorary citizenship on you, you can keep your 2 passports. But I'm not too worried about my U.S. passport at this point. Do you realize you have no option to file for bankruptcy here? I've never filed for bankruptcy in my life, and I never plan to. So that's not a problem for me. I think that if you're not properly set up with a corporate DOO structure, that they'll come to your home or you have a pal-shal. You're not protected, of course. It's the same thing in the U.S. It's no different. If you don't have an LLC, a limited liability company in the U.S., they'll come straight for your personal bank account as well. So I think that's another blame, for people's personal failures to properly structure their corporate structure. I don't think that's Serbia's fault by any means whatsoever. So, all the complaints I see from Serbians on this channel are, I'm not going to say, completely their own fault, but what I'm saying is that it's the same situation in the U.S. if you don't do things properly. Right? You get the same treatment anywhere. In France, you get the same treatment. So I don't like complaining. I really have no sympathy for people that just complain. So stop complaining and start doing. Do something. I would look into trusts. You can't run a business out of a trust. You have to have an LLC or DOO or a pal-shal or something. So while trusts are a good idea for the Western world if you have assets, I don't have any assets in the Western world. Yeah, the people that are complaining on my YouTube channel, do you think they're doing anything with their lives? Probably not, right? So it's a small percentage, I went out to a bar last night and I met some very successful Serbians that were self-made. They're not given it by their parents, or it's not corruption or anything like that. They work for Microsoft and they make more money than I do. Okay. And they have a really nice place, and that's just their spare apartment in downtown city center here. They have a party pad. It's just it's crazy. I think that the complainers on YouTube really give Serbia a bad rep. I met successful people here many times. My landlord's very successful himself, self-made. He drives a new Mercedes SUV around. Very successful guy. But he doesn't sit around and complain. He does. These workers don't get to enjoy life much. That's not true. The Microsoft worker I was hanging out with last night was enjoying life to the max. PHP Ruby developer. I'm not a developer, so I don't know. I don't know if PHP is like gonna last much longer. You know, Perl. They say Perl's good, but I would look up what's the most popular coding languages. JavaScript is one for web UI. Java for banking is one, but that's I would never want to be a Java developer. EU is passed. What century are you living? I'm not in the EU. I'm in Serbia. But yeah, anyways, I gotta have my gyros. So I'm gonna talk to you guys later. So I have to end the live stream, but it's been nice catching up. I'll do another live stream in a day or two. Maybe I'll show you guys the new monument. And thanks for joining me once again. See you guys later.